Welcome to the tutorial on adding a musical setting to the archive. On this page, for an example text we added earlier, if you are logged in, you will see Add a Setting among the options shown above the text's title or headline. We already checked the list of settings further down the page to make sure the musical setting we want to add will not be a duplicate. Clicking on this takes us to a form where we can add relevant details about the setting. Let's assume we are getting our information on this setting from the sung text as it appears in a CD booklet. We'll enter 1 here to indicate that we've compared the text in the source against the text in the archive. If there were differences between the composer's text and the author's, then after completing this setting entry, we would go to the text page and add those changes, with footnotes. To see how this is done, watch the tutorial on adding a new text. Now we find the composer's name. Begin typing their surname, and the full name should appear in the autocomplete list, in the standard format used in the archive. Select the name from the list, and it will be filled in. Note that the composer ID 3448 was filled in as well. If the composer's name didn't show up in the autocomplete list, you could add the appropriate ID number instead. If you do not see any autocomplete results when typing the composer's name, your browser may have JavaScript turned off. And if an entry for the composer does not yet exist in the archive, we would need to go and create it first, before adding this setting. If the composer published this setting under a pseudonym, we would add it here. Our setting has only one composer, so next we add the title that was given to the setting by the composer, even if that title is the same as the first sung line of the text. Let's say, for our made-up example, that the composer added a subtitle. The year of publication would come next, followed by the year of composition, if we had a source for either of these dates. Now we describe our source for the sung text, a CD booklet. If we were using a musical score as our source, we would add publication information only for a first edition. The archive stores information about only the first publication of a musical work. The composer only set stanza number 1 of the original text. Add the instrumentation of the setting here, using English terms. If a setting is part of a song cycle or other grouping of musical works, and we know the archive ID for that grouping, we could add it here. Our setting is associated with an opus number, so we add it here. If our setting belonged to a heft within the opus, we would add that here. We happen to know that our example setting is the first composition in the opus, so we add 1 here. If this setting was assigned a catalog number, as with the works of Handel, Mozart, Vivaldi, or Schubert, for example, we would add it here. Notes for the benefit of other editors would go here. Before submitting an entry, if you are unsure of anything, remember that detailed instructions are given at the bottom of the page. And the pages for adding other types of material are organized the same way. After a quick check, we're ready to click Submit. Let's take a look at what we've submitted. Click on View the New Submission Entry. And here is all the information we added about the setting. If everything looks fine, we can leave the page without doing anything further, and know that another editor will review the entry for approval soon. If we notice a typo in the setting information, we can leave a note about it below, and submit that along with the entry. If we notice a bigger problem with the entry, let's say we checked the archive again and found it duplicates an existing setting, then we can check Remove Please and click Submit. And that's how to add a setting to a text. Thank you for watching.